All right, we are officially live. It's a beautiful, beautiful day today, Tuesday. It's been raining all day today. But the good news is I've just been sitting back, chilling and relaxing. I had some chicken wings for lunch earlier. I got officially 2.5 days left in Dallas. And there's nothing to do today, by the way. So I don't know what I'm getting into later. I forgot. Today is the day that everybody's going to go out and go vote. All right. Presidential elections are tonight. I think it's 7 o'clock. But people have asked me, are you going to go vote, Rose? Like, have you voted yet? The answer is no, I haven't voted yet, and I don't intend on voting. I just don't. I don't really care, to be honest with you, about who wins. I just want this day to be over with, so that way I don't have to think about it anymore, regardless of who wins. Because, like I said earlier, I said whoever wins this election, the other people are just going to go to the other side of you. The after effects are going to be the biggest question. What's going to happen after the fact? That's going to be the biggest question. Is this going to be peaceful, or is this going to get even worse? But anyways, on to another side note. Texans play the Lions Sunday. And it's actually Sunday night football. The schedule for Sunday night football against the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions have the best record in the NFC and the second best record in the league. That's who we're going up against. Jared Goff and Stone Cold Dan Campbell, a.k.a. Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm going to be honest with you. We're not going to win this game. In fact, not only are we going to lose, but we're going to lose pretty big. This is the first time I can actually look at a game like before it's even played, and I'm like, I've thought there were some games we're going to lose earlier in the year, but this is a game for sure I know we're going to lose. I don't think we have a snowball chance in hell. Now, of course, it's that term any given Sunday, blah, 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 blah. But in reality, Texans are not going to win that game, bro. We have too many injuries right now. And all these injuries are starting to catch up with us. I told everybody at the beginning of the year, the first thing I said was, where do you think your team's going to go? You think you're going to go to the Super Bowl? You think you're going to win a championship? What do you think's going to? Where do you think you got your team going? And then, what's the second thing I always say? I say, pending injuries, meaning doesn't matter how good your team is in the first 2 weeks of the season. Of course, everybody looks good at the beginning of the year, but then as November and December start grueling on, the injuries start building up. I had the Texans making the Final Four this year. I had us actually going between 12 and 13 wins, respectively. I think we were going to be the second best team in the AFC. And now, as the injuries mound up and all of our starters seem to be disappearing, I don't have the team going any more than probably 9-8. And that's just because we're in the shitty AFC South division. So we'll probably sweep our division most likely. Our schedule gets easy after the next 2 weeks. The next 2 games are going to be very, very difficult. We got a game against the Detroit Lions on Sunday Night Football. I don't think we're going to win that game. And then we got a game going to Dallas, again, in a place we've never won. I know Dallas is having an off year. I'm not arguing that. They're 3-5 right now. Most likely, they're going to go to 3-6 as they take on the Eagles. And if we lose, we'll probably drop to what it looks like. We'll probably go to 6-4. So we'll be 6-4 against a 3-6 team. So we're supposed to win that game in Dallas, but just because we're supposed to win doesn't mean it's possible. And just historically, although we did play the Cowboys pretty well last year, this year we're not really playing well. I mean, not this year. I know this year's a new year, but even though last year we played very well against them, in years past we didn't. So we always do bad in Dallas. For some odd reason, it's like that. It's like that cloud follows us every time we head to Dallas. So I have us losing the next 2 games. So we'll go probably to 6-5. And then that's where the season picks up with division games, stuff like that. So we have an opportunity to kind of pick up the slack after that and maybe build on some wins, And like I said, I predict we'll sweep our division. We'll go 6-0 in the AFC South. That's the only thing that's really kind of keeping us afloat is the fact our division is so terrible. Our division sucks. So we have a bunch of injuries. And that's the part that concerns me the most. Let's go ahead and go through them. As of today, Jimmy Ward is questionable, Damian Pierce questionable, Jared Patterson, our center, questionable, and Alzi Al-Shahir is questionable. Okay, so they moved him up from not injured reserve, but they moved him up from out to questionable. So it's questionable he could play this week. Jerry Hughes, our defensive end, is on the injury reserve. That's not too good. Jerry Akudu, our cornerback's on the injury reserve. Kenyon Green is out. One of our best offensive linemen is out. Will Anderson, our defensive end, is questionable. He got injured, some sort of ankle injury. And, of course, Diggs is out. And Christian Harris is on the injured reserve, one of our best premier linebackers. Nico Collins is on injured reserve. He has a hamstring injury he sustained on the 6th. So I don't know exactly when is he going to return. They said he may be eligible this week, but they haven't taken him off an injured reserve yet. So we don't have any status report on that. And like I said, Brevin Jordan, he's on injured reserve. See, we got all these players that are hurt, man. And like I said, this sucks because, you have high hopes for your team and your top 2 receivers are out. Some O-line are out and some of your linebackers are out. This hurts. This does. It stings a lot because, like I said, I really want my team to win the whole thing. I want us to win a Super Bowl. And I thought this year would have been a great year for that breakout year to at least make the Final Four. I thought we should at least make our first AFC Championship game. That's most likely not going to happen. But on a side note, the Kansas City Chiefs are 8-0. Kansas City Chiefs, 8-0. And they got a game this week against the Broncos at home. Division games are always going to be tough, but I got Kansas City to win next week as well. To be honest with you, it's going to be hard to beat Kansas City. They got the best team in all football. And something tells me they might go undefeated. Something tells me they may win the whole thing this year. The only team that I think could beat Kansas City realistically is the Detroit Lions, who we play this week. And the Detroit Lions are very good. And other than the playmakers they have on their team, like Montgomery, Jared Goff, Branch, I can go on and on and on. St. Brown, they got a whole bunch of good players on that roster. But the guy behind the scenes is sort of orchestrating it is Stone Cold Dan Campbell. Like, he's really got that team prepared, the Detroit Lions. And Detroit did manage to beat the Chiefs in week 1 last year in a home opener. So if anything, they might have an opportunity to do that now. If anything, in the Super Bowl. So you're going to have Chiefs and Lions in the Super Bowl. I think it's already set in stone. It's going to be Chiefs and the Lions in the Super Bowl. Pending injuries. I'm going to have that in asterisks. Pending injuries, it's going to be Chiefs and it's going to be Lions in the Super Bowl this year. There's not going to be any other team that's going to beat the Chiefs that has an opportunity other than Detroit. So y'all better hope Detroit comes out of the NFC. I don't know who in the NFC could beat Detroit, maybe other than Philadelphia. Now, Philadelphia is on the come up. Washington's on the come up. But Washington with a young rookie quarterback, I don't know necessarily if I would put the Commanders on there because I don't know if the Commanders can beat the Chiefs or nonetheless the Eagles. But I will say that I think that the Detroit Lions have the all-around best chances to beat Kansas City. So if you were to put somebody in the Super Bowl, it's probably going to be the Detroit Lions. So Detroit and Kansas City most likely will face off in the Super Bowl this year. And, it kind of sucks because the referees do kind of help the Chiefs out. It's no secret. I don't think anybody's denying that. It'd be no different than they helped out the Steelers in the past. They helped out the Patriots in the past and, giving them calls or whatever. Of course, if you're the person on the other side of the end that, is the team that's getting screwed, you're going to hate it. But if you're the team that it benefits, you're going to enjoy it. So if I was a Chiefs fan, I would just, ride with it. I mean, even if the games are rigged, if they're doing it, fuck it. I mean, it's just Patrick Mahomes is somebody you can market. The NFL needs a face. They need a guy that's the poster child. That's the it factor, stuff like that. It's a marketable thing, sells tickets or whatever, promotes the league, that sort of ordeal. So you're gonna need a guy like Patrick Mahomes. What's up, buddy? Well, anyways, the Kansas City most likely looks like they may go undefeated, or they may win out until the Super Bowl, and maybe Detroit beats them. That's what it looks like it's going to be. I got Chiefs and Lions in the Super Bowl. I don't think anybody's going to beat them. And we got the Lions this week on Sunday Night Football. I just wish they would schedule this game early in the morning so that way we could just go ahead and lose early. Now we don't have to wait till Sunday Night Football. And we got so many starters out. It's just I mean, our top two receivers are out. We don't have Nico. We don't have Diggs. We don't have our offensive lineman in Kenyon Green. We're missing linebackers are out. Most of our safeties out. Injuries are just, piling up. I said this before, I'll say it again. Your team looks good on paper in the month of August. You're like, that team's going to Super Bowl, Final Four. Look at the roster. Look at the acquisitions we did in the offseason. And then, you fast forward, the injuries start piling up. And next thing you know, it is what it is. I think Dan Campbell is like the Stone Cold Steve Austin of the NFL. Like, I kind of like his gimmick. It's pretty cool. He buried the Cowboys the other week, got revenge for getting screwed the year before that with the referees. So they kind of gave the Lions a push, and Stone Cold Dan Campbell opened up a can of whoop ass on the Cowboys. So I think that's kind of a cool storyline. The Kansas City Chiefs, of course, got the Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, undefeated the streak, how many days with the title or whatever, and they got that little storyline going. You got what's her name, Taylor Swift and the Swifties, and she's dating the bad boy Chad and stuff like that. You got that going on, and so you got all types of different storylines going on. But right now, the only compelling storylines are Lions and Chiefs. Everybody else is just a distant second or distant third. And that's just the way it is, We got the Florida Gators this week. My Longhorns do. And like I said, this could be a trap game. Now, I'm not going to say, we're going to take this team any lightly or whatever, but I'm looking forward to playing the Florida Gators. I don't know when's the last time we played them, but now that we're in the SEC, I'm looking very forward to this matchup. Very forward to this matchup. And as the season comes down and we're trying to pick the top 12 or whatnot to get in, my Longhorns, sit at 5 right now, or is it 6? I can't think of what our rank is right now because, quite frankly, I don't follow the rankings necessarily. I mean, you got the coaches poll, you got the AP poll, and I don't even know if they necessarily even came out with the college playoff poll yet. Or are they going to do that this week? I don't know exactly when or how that's going to happen, but they got us at 5 right now. So we host Florida this week. And they say that we are a 21.5-point favorite in that game with the over-under 45. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to blow Florida out, but I think, it's going to be a lot closer than what people think. I think if Texas wins, it'll probably be most likely by 10 points. So if you're Florida, you probably might want to take the point spread at 21.5 because I don't think Texas is going to blow Florida out. And the over under 47.5, I'll go ahead and take. I'll take the under on that one. If I was betting 47.5, I'll take the under on that. If I'm betting on Florida, I'll take the point spread. 21.5 is a decent point spread to have. That's saying that the Longhorns are going to win a minimum by 22. I don't see that happening. So I got this game being a lot closer. While we talking football, we should be talking election. Well, elections are tonight. The election start at 7. So ain't nothing to talk about right now. I was talking about football. No, playoff selection is tonight. Oh, okay. Playoff selection is tonight. Okay, so I want to see where they're going to have my Longhorns ranked. We are at 5. I think we'll probably remain at 5. I don't think they'll put us in the top 4, but I think we'll remain at 5. Absolutely. So the selection committee is tonight. What time are they doing a selection? Georgia's ranked 2 right now. Well, they should be because they beat us, and we are number 1, so they're number 2. So number 1 is probably still Oregon. I'm predicting Oregon is probably still number 1. Let's see. Colorado is ranked 21st. I'm kind of rooting for Dion and them to make a playoff spot. Let's see if that happens. Go for the Colorado. What's the name of their team? The Colorado Buffaloes? I may be wrong. They're in the Big 12 now. Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. Like I said, Oregon's ranked number 1 right now. I thought Illinois was going to give them a bigger competition there, but Illinois ended up getting their mud hole stomped in. And go to standings real quick. I want to see how the divisions look for college football. Iowa State lost. Ouch. They lost in an upset. Damn, they're going to move down in the rankings now. Ouch. That's not good. That is not good at all. Indiana Hoosiers are actually at the top. They're a top 8 team. Okay. So Indiana Hoosiers are up. I know Penn State just lost to Ohio State, so that's going to move them down. Let me see. Where else are we at? Boise State is ranked 12, so they would make the college playoff if it started today. Okay, so A&M Aggies is 15, Volunteers is 7, Longhorns is 5, LSU Tigers is 14, Vanderbilt is 24. If Vanderbilt would have beaten us, they definitely would have been in the top 10. No doubt about it. And Alabama Crimson Tide jumped to 11. They seem to find their way at the top. Like I said, we'll see when the playoff committee does their selection tonight. But yeah, this is my favorite part of the year of college football, when now you start ranking the teams and all that, and who's in, who's out, you know. I can't wait for the playoff selection, and the presidential elections are tonight. I wonder who's going to win. Who do you guys got winning? Becoming the next president of the United States. Everybody named Mama is going to be fighting over that shit. Over politics tonight. People got all their little setups around here, pro-Trump, pro-Harris stuff. Driving around town, that's all you see set up. Bumper car stickers. People are posted up on the side of the freeway holding up signs. So obviously, now the sort of line in the sand is drawn, and people are now starting to say it's war. So if it starts tonight at 7 o'clock, I doubt we'll have a president by tonight. They'll probably announce the winner come Saturday. That's what I'm thinking or predicting that they're going to do. Probably like Saturday. We'll have a new president. We'll see what happens. All I can say is that it doesn't matter to me who wins. What matters to me is what's going to happen with this country going forward in the 2025 is my main concern. And so just like anybody else, I want to know how is our economy going to be impacted once set president wins, So we'll see. And no, I did not vote. I'm not voting in this election. So I'm sitting out on this one. I don't see an incentive for me to vote this time. So, as I stated many times, I'm not voting this election. I'm going to sit this one out, dog. All right, let's go to the NBA. In other news, I went to the Mavericks game last night. Yeah, pretty much as well. I went to the Mavericks game last night, and they lost to the Indiana Pacers, who for some reason have got the Mavericks number. They've won 3 in a row against Dallas, dating back to last year. And like I said, we have 2 undefeated teams left in the NBA. You've got the Oklahoma City Thunder, who is 7-0, and they have not lost a game yet. The Thunder's next game is going to be against the Sacramento Kings. That'll be a home game. No. Wait. Hold on. I think I'm looking at the wrong one. Oh, I am. They play the Denver Nuggets on the 6th, which I think is tomorrow. Yeah, it's tomorrow. And then the Rockets come to town. They go at Denver tomorrow, so that's going to be a good battle testament for the OKC Thunder if they can continue their streak of 7-0. And after that, they're going to have what it looks like a 7-game homestand. The Rockets come to town, Warriors, Clippers, Pelicans, Suns, Mavericks. That is a 6-game homestand. Wow. So like I said, the Thunder's got a long way to go. Are they going to remain undefeated? How long will that last? You got the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are 8-0, an impressive win against the Milwaukee Bucks the other night. And let's see who they play next. Cleveland is what, 8-0. They play the Pelicans at New Orleans, and that game is also tomorrow. So Thunder is going at Denver, and Cleveland is going at Pelicans. So we'll see after tomorrow if both teams will still remain unbeaten. So that's going to be exciting to see how this plays out. It's a cool little storyline for the NBA. Other than that, there's really no significant storylines of any kind. It's just the beginning of the year, for basketball. So, it's the season just barely started. So, that sort of ordeal. OKC already beat Denver. Well, yeah, y'all play them again, I think, tomorrow. Yeah, let me see. I'm going to look again. Hold on. I was on their schedule. Hold on, I'll look at it again. My bad. I'm tripping. I'm on the college football. Hold on. NBA Thunder Cats. Click on Thunder real quick. Okay, y'all play. Y'all play the at Denver. So see, y'all already beat the Nuggets in Denver to start the year. That was a 102-87 win. So y'all go at Denver again. So if y'all can get another dub in Denver and just get that over with, that'll be a win right there. You can go to 8. And then, of course, you got my Rockets coming into town on the 8th. That's going to be on that Friday. The 10th on that Sunday against the Warriors. And then that Tuesday against the Clippers. Yeah, so it's gonna be a grueling schedule as it goes on and on and on and on. But I like the storyline. I like the Thunder storyline. I like the Cleveland Cavaliers storyline. As long as they can remain unbeaten, maybe for another week or two, it'd be kind of cool. Add a little storyline element to it. Will they go undefeated? No, of course, but they're due for a loss. It's just when will it happen? And that's the exciting part about basketball, at least for now. The NFL, like I said, it's let me look at the standings real quick. I'm gonna see how the playoff picture looks like for NFL. Go to playoffs. Okay, so if the playoffs started today for NFL, we'll start with the AFC. Fuck it. You got the Chiefs that would get the bye. They're number 1, so it's obvious. Number 2 is Buffalo, aka AJ Styles and Josh Allen, because he looks just like AJ Styles. I mean, a splitting fucking image of him, man. Buffalo would be 2. The Pittsburgh Steelers come in 3 with a 2-headed monster quarterback in Fields and in what's the other guy's name? Russell Wilson, as he's returned. Number 4 is the Houston Texans at 6-3. And number 5 is Baltimore. So that means Baltimore will go to Houston. That would be a damn good playoff game right there. We've never beaten Baltimore in the playoffs. We're 0-2 against the Ravens in the playoffs. So maybe third time will be a charging play. Plus this time, they'll be coming to our house versus in the past we went to their house where they kicked our ass both times. Los Angeles comes in at 6, so they'll play at Pittsburgh. That'll be a good matchup. And then number 7, the last wildcard spot is Denver. They would go at Buffalo. So you got Indianapolis and Cincinnati sitting on the outside, Jets sitting on the outside. I mean, everyone else is just very far behind. All right, the NFC. Let's see how that looks. Detroit is number 1, and so they get a bye. And then number 2 is Washington. Commanders coming out of the NFC East looking strong with Daniels from LSU. He looks good. And they're 7-2. They got number 2. Number 3 is Atlanta Falcons at 6-3 under Cousins. Number 4 is the Cardinals under Kyler Murray. I like how the Cardinals are playing. They're a really damn good team. Number 5 is the Minnesota Vikings at 6-2. Number 6 is the Philadelphia Eagles. So that means Minnesota at 5 would travel to Arizona at 4. And then so that would be not Andy Dalton. What is it? Sam Darnold versus Kyler Murray. Philadelphia at 6. They're going to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. That'd be a good matchup. Hearns and Cousins. And then number 7, the final spot, the Green Bay Packers and Jordan Love, they'll travel to Washington to take on the Commanders in the playoffs. The teams outside is the Bears at 8, and Caleb Williams. Number 9 is the LA Rams and former Georgia Bulldog Matthew Stafford. Number 10 is San Francisco, sitting on the outside, Brock Purdy. Number 11 is Baker Mayfield and the Bucks. And number 12 is Seattle and Geno Smith. And number 13 is Dallas. And then, of course, Carolina, New Orleans, Giants, 14, 15, and 16, but they're far back. So, yeah, it's the race for the playoffs is starting to steam up. These teams are trying to battle to win their division. Looks like the Bills are going to wrap their division up probably early, maybe around the 10-win mark, 9 or 10-win mark. So they got 2 or 3 wins left. I think they'll win their division. And then you got Pittsburgh and Baltimore in a race for that, for theirs. Texans should win their division by a mile. Let's somehow Indy makes a comeback, even though they're still 2 games back from us. It is possible, technically. Kansas City will remain unbeaten. They're winning the AFC West. I got Washington to win the NFC East, but I do think Philly will give them a run for their money. Detroit Lions should win their division. I think they'll win out and win their division. Atlanta will win their division. And, again, Arizona, Rams, and Niners, Seattle, they're all half a game back from each other. So I still think Arizona will end up somehow being on the top, and they'll end up winning the NFC West. It's like I said, it's going to be a very fun season for college and NBA, and also the NFL. So this is, the holidays are coming up, shit like that. But yeah, as far as the Texans are concerned, I don't think we'll beat Detroit this week. I think Detroit's going to fucking run the floor with us, man. They're just all around a better team. Plus, we just got injuries galore. We don't have a chance to beat the Lions, bro. It's what it is. I'm just being honest, And like I said, the Longhorns, we still have a good chance to win the Natty this year, win the championship this year. And like I said, it's just going to come down to, injuries, and also it's going to come down to who's our starting quarterback. Who is our starting quarterback? Is it going to be Quinn Ewers the rest of the way, or is it going to be, Archie Manning Jr., whatever? I honestly think that the pressure is going to remain on Ewers to perform. So, of course, I would expect him to remain the starter. But there's something telling me that this distraction might get to him, and we might end up seeing Archie Manning coming in probably, maybe even towards the end of the year, possibly will be the starter next year. So, like I said, this will be Archie Manning's team. I think Quinn Ewers will probably I think he'll be eligible for the NFL draft this year. If so, then that'll give Archie the team next year. And he'll be the starter for the next couple of years. I kind of feel bad for Oklahoma, man. As much as the Sooners and us hate each other's guts, at the same time, I would love to see them make a college playoff. And the Longhorns and Oklahoma actually meet, other than just a Red River rivalry, other than just a Big 12 championship. Like, we can actually meet up in an actual legit playoff game. Who would have ever thought that would be the case? But like I said, it's probably going to be I'm predicting next year that'll probably most likely happen. It'll probably be Texas and OU, maybe in a playoff game. I would love to see that. I would love to see it, man, And honestly, I know that we play in the Cotton Bowl. I get why they do that, because they want to have it in, a neutral site where it could be the equal amount of fans showing up for both sides. I get the argument. I get why they're doing it. But in my opinion, I wouldn't mind seeing us take turns playing in alternate stadiums. I think the last time we played in Norman was probably the 60s or 70s. It's been a long time. Hold on, let's see. I'll type that in. When was the last Texas OU game played in Norman? Give me a second. in Norman, Oklahoma. Let's see. Actually, hold on. Said in 2020, we played in Norman, but I don't remember. That game has been played at the Cotton Bowl. Wait, hold on. How is in 2020? Did we play in? Wait, did we play in Norman? No, we didn't play in 2020 in Norman. Hold on, man. Let me check this shit out on Wikipedia. Give me a second. They're gonna have the list on here. Hold on, man. Okay, hold on. We played in Norman in 1901, November 25th. Texas wins 11-0. And let's see. We played in Oklahoma City in 1903, 1905, 1906, 1908. 1922, and ever since it's been in Dallas. So 1922, we played in Oklahoma. Okay. Wow. Whoa. For real? Okay. The last game that we played in Oklahoma was in 1922. That was 102 years ago, bro. We played most of our games in Dallas in the Cotton Bowl, except for in 2018, we played in Arlington for some odd reason. I don't know why. They had us playing that game in Arlington. And who won that game? Oklahoma beat us. And that was December 1st. That was a December 1st game. Was that the Big 12 championship? That must have been a Big 12 championship because there's no way we played that late in that year. So, yeah, that was a Big 12 championship. That was the last time we played in a Big 12 championship was 2018 season. Wow, I thought we played. Man, wow, how time fucking flies, bro. Yeah, I don't think OU made a bowl game this year. They need to beat Missouri. I don't see OU beating Alabama or LSU. No, I don't either. Yeah, OU's just having a bad year. But yeah, the last time we played in Oklahoma was in the year 1922 in Norman. Texas won 32-7. That was the last time we played in Norman, November 18th, 1922. Wow. And the first time we played each other was October 10th, 1900. This is a 124-year-old rivalry that we've had with the Oklahoma Sooners. I mean, this goes way back before even World War I began. I mean, you're talking about when the station wagon first came out, when railroads were being extended and all that. That's how old these rivalries date back. I mean, of course, they have some college rivalries even older than that, but ours started in 1900s. Think about that's 124 years that this rivalry has continued. And then there was a dip, I think, where we didn't play a couple of times. Like I think in 1918, we didn't have a game. So there's some times where it skipped a year or so. And then from 1924 to 1928, 4 years we didn't, or 25, 26, 27. So for 5 years we didn't play at all after 1923. 1929, we then had a game after that. So yeah, it's like I said, this is a big rivalry in college football. One of the greatest, one of the greatest rivalries ever. But this rivalry goes way fucking back, man. Way back. And I think we currently lead 64-51-5. So we have 5 draws. Well, we currently lead 64-51. Does that mean Oklahoma will ever catch us? Maybe. In the next 50 years, they could probably dwindle the lead down to 5 or 4. Who knows? It's just a game of back and forth with this rivalry. This rivalry will be around long after I'm gone. Long after I'm gone. If I'm lucky, maybe in my lifetime, if I could probably see another 20 Texas OU games, I'll be happy. Another 20 to 30, I'll be good. That'll put us way into the year 2054. By then, I'll be ready to check out. Man, I don't want to live to be 100, bro. Of course, I would have to be oh my God, I have to wait till fucking forever to get to 100. But like I said, it's um, I don't want to live to be 100. So maybe I think for me, maybe 70. I can do maybe 70 years, 75 years on this planet. After that, I'm ready to cash the fuck out. I don't want to live to be a centenarian. I mean, hey, God bless those people who live to 100, 110 years, but I don't want to be one of those. I'd rather just, you know, cash out about around 70, 75. I'll be fine. Because we're all going to a different dimension anyway. Life's not supposed to be forever. So you just enjoy it while the time is. My best advice is just try to find ways to be happy. I wish that I would have learned that concept a long time ago instead of allowing myself to get angry over the littlest things or to get sad over the littlest things or, I just wish that I would have, took more control over my emotions. But unfortunately, that doesn't, it comes with age. As you get older, you start to second guess a lot of things. You start to be more content with life, stuff like that. You tend to learn new things. You tend to be more accepting for things that are out of your control, that sort of ordeal. Versus when you're younger, you're more impressionable and you're worried about what other people are thinking. And you're worried about, who am I trying to impress and who gets more girls and who does more drugs and who does this and who does that. And after a while, you just realize that none of that bullshit was important. But, to each their own, everybody's got to go through it, right? So that being said, yeah, we play. Okay, so see, the only thing is they always schedule us in an October game, other than the Big 12 game. Have we even played in a game outside of October that wasn't a Big 12 championship game? Let me see. Have we ever played in November? Because I'm looking right now and it doesn't look like it. We played November 17th, 1923. And the same in November 18th, 1922. Now, I don't know if that was a Big 12 championship game. That might have been because the season might have been shorter those years. But those are two November dates. We also played November 10th, 1913. That was the third one. And then we played November 25th, 1911. Then we played November 24th, 1910. November 19th, 1909. Okay. We had a stretch from 1903 to 1913 where we played in all of November, 9 years straight of the November games. And then in 1901, we played in Norman, but we played the same year that we played Oklahoma and lost to them 12-6, but then we beat them 11-6. So I'm thinking that must have been for a Big 12 or some sort of championship game, not necessarily a bowl. Not necessarily it could have been a bowl game, but I'm not sure. See, I can't date back way back then. Wow, what a game. What a rivalry between these two. Just for shits and giggles, since I'm on here, I'm going to look up the Alabama, is it Auburn? Alabama versus Auburn rivalry. Wikipedia. The Iron Bowl record. Okay. Fuck it. Let's look that up. Okay, so they're 50. Alabama leads the Iron Bowl series 50-37. So they've only had a total of 87 years of rivalry, but I'm going to try to look them up on Wikipedia. The Iron Bowl is what they call it. Okay, the very first Iron Bowl, February 22nd, 1893. And they actually have a picture of it up there, too. How many people were on the team? 12 people? 1893 Cup and Trophy. Like a gladiator on there. Fall fans of Alabama in 1907. They got fan pictures of Alabama Crimson Tide. in 1907. Oh, Jesus, I was in diapers back then. Can't believe I still look as handsome as I do. Okay, let's go ahead and let's see. All right, so it started in 1893, which is older than our rivalry. Then Auburn beat Bama 32-22, and then beat them 40-16 the following year in Montgomery. Okay. So where does Auburn and Alabama play their games at? I'm just curiosity killed the cat. Where do they play their games at? Let me look. Okay, they actually do play in each other's home fields. You got Auburn, you got Tuscaloosa. And so Alabama has managed to win the last 4 times they played for Auburn. All right, so Auburn's won the last 4 times, but yeah, their rivalry goes all the way back since 1893. That's how old their rivalry is. Wow. 50-37. So I'm gonna look up see what other ones are there. There's Iron Bowl, the Red River rivalry. Is there any other rivalries? Greatest college football rivalries. Yeah. All right. The rivalry games. Okay. Here we go. Or is there more than 10 or is it just 10? Let me see. Let's see. Alabama, LSU. They call it the John Batchman. No. There's not a name for it, is there? But it says they played since 1895. They had a total of 78 games. Alabama leads 49, 25, and 5 and 5. You got Oregon State. The first game was in 1894. Total games they played 118. Oregon leads the series 62, 46, and 10. It's called the nickname the Civil War. That's pretty cool. Let me see if they nickname. They didn't give a nickname to Bama LSU, but they gave it the Civil Wars for Oregon State, and the trophy is called the Platypus Trophy. That's pretty cool. All right, let's go to the next one. Come on, close it to goddamn ad. Florida, Georgia. Its nickname is the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. The fuck? 92 games, started in 1915. Georgia leads the series 49, 41, and 2. So that's very close. And the trophy is Okefenokee Aura. Never heard of that. And then number 5, USC and UCLA. It's called the Victory Bell for whoever wins in that one. And USC leads 46-31 and 7. Total games 84. Started the year 1929. Fun facts. You got Florida and Florida State and Miami. They played a total of 59 games. The first game was in 1951. And the series record, Miami leads 31-28. And they don't have a trophy or nothing for that one. Notre Dame and USC. They started in 1926. Total of 86 games. Notre Dame leads 45, 36, and 5. And the trophy is called the Jeweled Shilalaf. What the fuck is that? Oklahoma, Texas, of course, we all know that one. Red River Rivalry, the Golden Hat. First game was in 1900. All right. In our Army and Navy, the trophy is called the Thompson's Cup. Navy leads 59, 49, and 7. 115 games. First game is played in the year 1890. 1890. Bama, Auburn, that's, of course, the Iron Bowl. And Bama leads the series, and that one started 1893. And the last one is Ohio State, Michigan. The nickname is called The Game by Triple H. And Michigan leads the series in that one, 58-47 and 6. 111 games. First game was played is in 1897. So these games go far, far back. Far back. I think it's kind of cool that they got like these rivalry games and nickname games. I think that's really cool. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. We need some rivalries. We need, you know what, with this playoffs, the top 12, it's going to do just that. We're going to start seeing a lot more rivalries, like playoff games for years to come. People are going to be having those kind of discussions. So let's see the Longhorns schedule. Let's take a look. We're 7-1. We got the Florida Gators coming to town. And then Saturday, November 16th, we're going at Arkansas. Okay. And then Saturday, November 23rd, we host the Kentucky Wildcats. And then finally, November 30th, the Saturday, we travel to Texas A&M to take on the Aggies in a repair college rivalry that has been dead since 2007, I believe, when Justin Tucker kicked the game-winning field goal, who is now still currently with the Baltimore Ravens. Now, I don't think Tucker has a lot of zip left in his leg, but, I think he can still make some field goals here and there. So, to be fair, it's, we still got a long way to go in the season. For my two viewers watching, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Appreciate you guys for watching. Like I said, I don't have any plans for today. I don't know exactly what my friends want to get into. It's a Tuesday. It's been raining. It's been kind of boring. I don't know exactly what I want to do. I'm thinking I might go to the mall. And do something like that a little later. But as of right now, kind of just chilling here, man. Just kind of chillaxing, relaxing. I got my Texans chain. As you can see, this cost $30. I got it at the mall. So it's not a bad looking chain. They got one in a blue with the Mavericks logo. It looks pretty nice, bro. But not a Mavericks fan, so I don't need it. But I am a Longhorns fan. And if they had one in orange and then maybe had this in white, that would be dope. Like I said, I got me a chain, so I'm going to support my Longhorns no matter what. They're going to give me an opportunity to win this year. For the NBA, I don't think I think the Rockets are going to have an okay year. Like we did beat the Knicks last night, so we're, I believe, 4-3, and we're like 4 or 5 in the West. So still a long ways to go for the NBA. So, like I said, oh, you're an Oregon Ducks fan, okay, and a Raiders fan. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Well, like I said, I see you on here. I see you on here, but little by little, Matthew. So I appreciate you for coming on. Ooh, man, I felt my knee just pop or something. Like I rammed it into the chair, and I felt like it's weak. You gotta be careful these days, especially like in the knees. You definitely don't want to tear an ACL or anything like that, right? You tear your ACL, you can't move. Definitely don't want to do that, man. That's why working out is so important. A lot of people don't realize that. But yeah, working out is just very important on the legs, on the knees, blood circulation, stuff like that. If you want to try to get some steps in and try to lose some weight, maintain a healthy lifestyle. Like I said, my weight since I got the new job, it shot up badly. It was embarrassing. I didn't really care about what I was eating, and I put on a lot of weight, and I let it get carried away. And one day I just said, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna get on the scale and see what I weigh. I just want to let's just get this over with, fuck it. And I got in on there and I said, this is unacceptable. Like I got on the scale, it said 265. I said, this is unacceptable. Like I cannot put up with this. I said, I have to do something. It was like you can easily let yourself go and just put on as much weight as you can. A lot of people think that hat can do that because of their metabolism, but like for a lot of people like myself, I eat one thing that's like bad, and then I put on a lot of weight. And so when I got it to 265, I said enough is enough. This something has to change. So I just said fuck it, I'm gonna do it, and just did it, and just that's it. Just monitor my eating habits, not taking in any carbs or anything like that. I gave up chips, I gave up bread, I gave up sugar. I gave up a lot of bad carbs and stuff like that. Started eating more protein, incorporated salads in my diet, threw the rice away, started, sticking to a more healthy, balanced lifestyle. And it has definitely changed a lot. It's helped me a lot. And not only am I like thinking straight, but um, I feel a lot better. And when I'm walking around, I feel like, I feel better moving around. It's like, and so like I tell people all the time, like you are what you eat. It's like if you eat unhealthy, it's going to weigh on you, not only physically, but mentally and stuff like that too. Especially a lot of these foods nowadays are all like chemically based and stuff. You never know what you're putting into your mouth, stuff like that. So I would suggest to people is to start eating healthier because it does make a big difference. Even if you don't like necessarily, like I need to start working out, I need to start lifting weights, I need to start getting into all that. But like I said, I encourage people to start eating healthier because it does make a big difference on your mind psyche a lot, like the way you think, the way you process things, and just moving around and just be living healthier, man. It's just like I said, I managed to get my weight down. I'm probably maybe about 247 ish, 246, you know, there. So that's good. It's a start. But, again, I need to start, trying to drive it down more. Can I lose another 20? Can I lose another 30? Can I lose another 35? It's all mental at the end of the day. It's all mental. A lot of my coworkers have been asking me, look like you've dropped some weight. How have you done it? And I just told them I just started monitoring my eating, man, and just, start taking my diet real seriously. Because you can easily slip out of not eating right, and you can just fall right back into your old habits. It's just like, being on drugs or drinking, and, you quit and you're like, yeah, I feel great. And then all of a sudden, like a week later, you're back at your old habits. And then next thing you know, you're back at your old ways. And it's just, that's what I'm trying to just take it one day at a time. Like today, like yesterday, we went to Keller's Hamburgers. I had like a triple meat burger, and I grabbed the two buns and threw the buns away. So I had meat, I had onions, tomatoes, pickles, and lettuce, and then it already had like mayo and mustard on it. So I squeezed a little ketchup on there and made like a little like hamburger salad basically, and just ate it like that. And I threw the bread away. And so I do little stuff like that, and it makes a big difference. It makes a big difference when you do that. Those little things. Let's say if I buy ODR at where I'm work at, and you'll get country fried steak with gravy, rice, green beans, and I don't know, let's just say French fries. So I'll throw the French fries away. I'll throw the rice away, and then I'll just keep the green beans and the country fried steak, and I just eat that, and I throw the rest of those bad carbs away, just throw them right in the fucking trash. So that's what I do. That's exactly what I do. And you might think that, oh, well, this doesn't help it, and it does. You take it one day at a time, and you'll notice a difference in the way you put on your clothes. Like I put on an XL shirt the other day, and I feels like a parachute. Versus when I first started my diet, I could barely fit into an XL, or I could barely fit into a 2XL. So I was able to go down one shirt size, maybe like a pant size, or like maybe a pant and a half size, and it makes a big difference. Like I said, it all makes a big difference, but you do it one day at a time. And I'm not gonna say you're not gonna slip up and have a bad day or whatever that happens, but you want to just keep trying. You keep trying, keep trying. There's nothing wrong with trying. It's when you don't try is when things start going bad for you. Is when you're not trying. So that's what I'm doing right now. Is I'm just taking it day by day, not putting a lot of thought process into it. Anyway, I stick with what works best, and that's get rid of the bad carbs. And do that. But anyways, guys, yeah, it's almost been an hour, man, that I've been on here, and I appreciate you guys for taking the time to watch this video. I want you to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. And I'm going to go ahead and head out of here because I'm going to lay down, take a nap, and figure out what I'm going to do today. I got trying to say on this kind of stuff in here. And until next time I'm out, y'all take care. Be safe.